Hello everybody and welcome to my latest thing. It's the creative blog and article writing show, and here I am. It's me again, Sab in Paris. If you've seen me around today, it's not the first time I'm doing a show, and I'm not alone. I'm going to go for the cute kitten factor in case that gets you to watch a little bit more, and if you've got something, if you find it incredibly boring, you can always look at the cat. So yeah, I've got a kitten, and if you hear any kind of strange noises, it's just her destroying some part of my apartment. So there you go. So I see I'm live in various places. So I'm going to tell you what this is about. This is the last of my live shows, which I have decided to do. So I'm going to be on the screen big time each week. It's what I feel happy with doing. It's a great way to communicate, to contact people, and to share creative ideas. This one is about writing. I don't know which day it's going to be, but it's in relation to the... Oh, one second. It's in relation to the Creative Blog and Article Writing Group. So this is the weekly show for the Creative Blog and Article Writing Group. And this will be where I can share my stuff, but you can also share your stuff. So the idea is that each week I will show some of the stuff that I've written, and I will look at some of the stuff you've written, and we will talk about it together. That's the plan. So I want your writing. You know, I mean, as you know, we creative people, you, me, everybody else, we create lots of different stuff. And sometimes they say you should stick to one thing, and you probably go further faster if you do, but I can't. So I'm trying to stick to 2 or 3 things as opposed to 10 or 20. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but I'm trying really hard to stick to just about 2 or 3 things. And those things are photography, writing, and creativity in general. So on this show, it's about writing. It's about words. They are those wonderful, wonderful things that trickle down. What did I write here? They trickle down in the I'm reading the thing here. It's an old poem from about 20 years ago called Words. They trickle down most often like fugitive raindrops, dodging and weaving, decorating all my window panes, or scuttle like burrowing insects. I'm reading the thing you can see here on the screen, so I can't read it all. Or scuttle like burrowing insects, something for scraps, and something diving for bolt holes. All that's about words. Can you imagine? What a load of nonsense. What a load of wonderful stuff. Then there's another poem underneath called Wet. So we can talk about poetry. We can talk about articles. We can talk about blogs. Blogs is kind of cool because blogs can be anything. So you could have a poetry blog. You could have an article blog. You could have a blog about something you're excited about. And you want the writing to be as good as it can be. So I don't mind. It could be short stories. I don't mind. So at first I thought I was stuck when I called it blog and article writing. I thought, oh no, it has to be just articles. But no. For one thing, on a blog, you can write anything you like. It could be fiction, could be prose, could be poetry, could be memes if you like. I don't care, as long as they're original. And then I thought, well, if we do focus on writing really good, short, snappy, pithy articles, any other sort of writing can help you make those as good as they could be. Writing memes is amazing because you have to say the maximum, you know, the hardest hitting maximum amount of meaning in the fewest words possible, maybe including a cool rhyme, maybe including a metaphor, maybe including a bit of humor, maybe including some clever wordplay, all in the minimum number of words. So I'm a big fan of memes now. I hate it when people send on cliched memes to me because I don't feel there's any creativity in there, especially on top of some cliched photograph. Give me your own photographs, give me your own words. But now I love memes. And I'm going to say hello to, I've got a couple of comments. Wow. So, you know, even if I'm going to focus maybe on articles, writing good, hard-hitting articles for your blogs, for example, if you work on your poetry, if you like poetry, that can help your other writing. You work on memes, that can help your other writing. You work on short stories, that can help your other writing. I don't mind. So I'm not limiting it just to articles, even though it says articles in the title. And the people who always see me online and always say hello is so nice. You must be so sick of me. It's 𝗔𝗪𝗘𝗓. Hi, 𝗔𝗪𝗘𝗓. In Peru. It's me again. Do you like writing? What sort of things do you like writing? ¿Qué te gusta? 𝗔𝗪𝗘𝗓 speaks Spanish, so ¿qué te gusta escribir en general? No sé si te gusta escribir o no. Sí, sé un poquito. 𝗕𝗪𝗘 says, Sab, you are my sponsor in my blog. Yeah, I can't remember why. Can you remind me why? Hi, Sab. You are my sponsor in my blog. Okay. So, yeah, I think I came up with an idea and 𝗕𝗪𝗘, I don't know, used a bit of it or something like that. 𝗕𝗪𝗘𝗓, could you share some writing sur la vie? 𝗕𝗪𝗘 says she loves writing about life. 𝗕𝗪𝗘, you write some beautiful stuff, really. Escribes las cosas muy bonitas. Tu écris des choses très beaux, en fait, très profonds. Give me an example, please. Give me some writing. If you've written a poem recently, you've written a short article or some text to illustrate a photograph, share it here with me now and we can look at it. You could even share the name of a site and maybe I can copy it. So I'm going to start by, okay, so this is the blog, this is the article. This is the Facebook group I would like to get going. Every day I post a photograph to stimulate writing. For example, this was my article this was the photograph for today. It's a bird. Do birds stimulate ideas for writing in you? They do me. I often, because when I publish a photograph, it inspires a text, a daily text. If I can just show you my, if you're watching for the first time or you're watching on the replay, thank you and hello. This is my life. My life is 50% of the time creating stuff, 50% of the time helping others to be as creative as they would love to be. So what I'm doing now is hoping to inspire you to be as creative as you would love to be. And I do it by being creative myself, as well as helping people, explicitly. So for example, every day I publish a photograph, a Paris photograph. Okay, that was the photograph for today. And I also publish writing. And I write in relation to the photograph. The photograph inspires the writing normally. But am I just going to describe the photograph every day? I could. Some Paris photographers, people who walk around the streets taking photographs of Paris, they do that. They take pictures of Paris doors and they say, today I took pictures of these doors. This is where you can find them. Have fun exploring the Paris doors. That's great. That's what it is. That's not me. I take the photograph and I wait. I wait to see what happens in my head and my heart. And something happens. It always does. It has done every day. This is number 938. Every day for 938 days in a row, words have come. I don't know where they've come from, but they have come. Sometimes thanks to the photograph, sometimes from somewhere else. Sometimes it's in relation to the photograph. Sometimes it has nothing to do with the photograph. And that's what's wonderful. Every time I sit down with my photograph, it's an adventure because I have no idea what words are going to come. It's incredible. And words come. 𝗕𝗪𝗘𝗓 says, it depends on my mood. It is usually about love. Oh, you're a beautiful romantic, 𝗕𝗪𝗘𝗓. You can always share some of your words with me if you like, and we can look at them. 𝗕𝗪𝗘 says, I wonder if I can copy this. Oh my God, I can't copy it there. Can I see where you've written that somewhere else? I'll try and copy that later. So 𝗕𝗪𝗘 says, today I wrote a poem. I turn days into poems. Today is Thursday, and I take the letters of the day and make them into poems. That's fantastic. I try. Yeah, well, you try, you do. You do, you know, there's no one is there telling you whether it's good or not. You know, that isn't anybody's job. So don't worry, do your thing. I often put words like, at least I try. You know, I write about Paris in a creative way. At least I try. And I've stopped saying that now because it doesn't help. You know, I don't try it, I do it. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So you do it. You take the letters of the day, 𝗕𝗏𝗯, and you make them into poems, and that's fantastic. I can't share the photo because it's alive. Okay, don't worry, but I can go onto my page here, and I can find it, I think. You see how clever that is? So this is not a day in a poem, is it? Or is it? Look at this. This is my painting. What's it doing on somebody else's blog? So she plays with letters and words. It's really cool. I'm not sure if this is what I was looking for. I think I was looking for a poem where you turned the letters of a day into a poem. Have you got an example of that we could look at? This is really cool because she's got this blog and it's called Fill in My Heart, and she did a beautiful project on hearts, and then she decided to do a project. I think she's just, 𝗕𝗏𝗯, you've just recently started this, your writing blog, and it's fantastic. You're a photographer as well, wonderful photographer, and now you're writing. Let me read it. When you buy a puzzle in a box, it's called Puzzles, Palindromes and Life. When you buy a puzzle in a box, you have pieces you need to put together in order to create a beautiful image. And of course, the small picture on the cover of the box that shows you the end result. Yet, when you see all those pieces, you can't really tell how beautiful the puzzle will be until you finish making it. The cover is just a glimpse of the future. Yeah, I won't necessarily read it all, you know. I'll just take little bits and we can come back in other weeks. 𝗕𝗏𝗯 is now trying to find the poem for me. And then she's saying the same is true for us. We are all a fabulous picture. We all have the potential to build beautiful puzzles in our lives. And we have a kind of an idea what it is and how magnificent it will look in the end. Yet we fail to realize that the pieces are there around us, encouraging, screaming at us, cajoling us to create the beauty they are hiding. And all we need to do is take the time to sit and create that big puzzle. So it's a beautiful metaphor for life. I use puzzles as a metaphor for life, and 𝗕𝗏𝗯 does too. I'll leave it there, you know, short and smart, short and sweet, and I can come back. She says, you are so right. You are my sponsor. The poem, Wait. We're waiting. Okay, Trekking in My Mind. So this is for Thursday, okay? It's a poem for Thursday, based on the letters, Thursday, TH, etc. Trekking in my mind. Hopping like a rabbit. Unwavering joy. You use beautiful words, 𝗕𝗏𝗯. Relaxing heart. Simmering courage. Daydreaming. About. What word is she going to have beginning with Y? You and me, and you and me, and you and me. Thursday. That's fantastic. What a great exercise. 𝗕𝗏𝗯, you missed the cat, I think. You all missed the kitten. I tried to get more people to watch by using a kitten prop, but now she's probably destroying something else. I'll show you if she comes by again. That's great. What a wonderful thing to do. You could take any word, couldn't you, and turn that into... Just saying that, I've got this... Oh, excuse me. This is a French guy, Le Jardin du Poète, the poet's garden, and he does things like that. He takes words of things. In fact, he has a whole way of doing clever things with words. He does the poem. He puts the words of a poem in the shape of the subject of the poem. He does all sorts of clever things. Look, let me just show you quickly. It's in French, but you can see how he can you see that? No, that just, you see, he's got all sorts of You can't see it so well, but he does clever things, you see. Obviously, yeah, you see. So, for example, okay, that's a good example. It's about a zoo or a giraffe, and it's in the shape of a giraffe. You know, it sounds simple, but it's fun, isn't it? It's taking poetry to another level. And this is for kids, I think. It says, create this new invention. And then there's the poem, which tells you what it looks like, kind of, and you're supposed to draw it in there. So it's like interactive poetry. This is called The Sun, Le Soleil. And the poem is in the shape of the sun with rays coming out from it. What a really nice idea. I just remembered I had that. So I don't care what you do with words. Let's play with words on this show. I like to finish with you, says Despina. Yeah, why not have every day of the week finishes with the letter Y? So why not choose a word that it always finishes with? You should send me that book. Yeah, it's in French. It's a guy who lives near me, so I don't think it's available widely. He's done a series, and it's a really nice book, playing with words. And I can read French. Send me screenshots. Yeah, I could. So there, for example, let's see what it has on the front. Le Jardin du Poète, Poet's Garden. Papillon. Papillon is a butterfly, and he's put the kind of it looks a little bit like a butterfly, you see. I wrote a poem called Papillon once, butterfly. I'll see if I can find it. I'll share anything that comes to mind. It's spontaneous, and you share anything that comes to your mind, guys, and we'll have fun. This is râteau, which is rake, and he's turned the T into a rake. It's as fun as that, you see. Ah, chaton. That is cool, because I've got a chaton. A chaton is a kitten, and that's what it looks like, chaton. He's made the word kitten, chaton, look like a kitten. Where's my kitten? Where's my kitten? I want to find my kitten if you haven't seen her. Where are you? Bear with me. Where are you? She found that she could hide behind the books on my bookshelf a little while ago. She must be resting, and I'm going to unrest her. Where is she? She's gone. Bear with me. It's all part of the fun. No, she's gone. So, where she's gone is a mystery, but you'll have to believe that I've got a little kitten with me at the moment. You can look at the beginning of this video and you'll see she's so cute. The book is mine. No, I didn't write it, 𝗖𝗥𝗘𝗓𝗓. I didn't write this book. It's someone I know lives near me, some guy. J'aime les papillons. Ah, 𝗖𝗥𝗘𝗓𝗓 says, j'aime les papillons. You still have the kitten? Ooh, yeah, the kitten's back. I'm going to try and find on my poetry site the poem called Papillon. So that's how it's going to work. It's spontaneous. I'll be showing you some of my stuff. You show me some of yours. So I've got this website. It's called mysticrhythms.com. Ah, 𝗖𝗥𝗘𝗓𝗓 says, it would be great if you wrote your poems in French too. Yeah, you know, I started writing a couple of poems in French, but my God, it's not my first language. And where's my website's gone? mysticrhythms.com. Yeah, so I've written a couple of poems in French, but I realized that, you know, I've got to focus on my mother tongue, otherwise I'll never do anything. So this is my poem website, poetry website. That's the front page, you know, bits of blah blah. That's supposed to be my latest poem. It's not at all. Oh look, there's an example of me trying to be creative with words. So there's a picture of a little girl on a scooter in a graveyard, and the poem that came from this picture was this. And I mean, yes, it's in the shape of a cross. And so at first, my pictures were pictures and my poems were poems. But now more and more, everything's merging together into one kind of blob. I could read it, couldn't I? It's called undulating 𝗖𝗨𝗘. Undulating means going like this a little bit, and I kind of made the name of it as a cross into that kind of, it's called undulating 𝗖𝗨𝗘, which is rather nice. Weave the rain into a bow, the wee ones show where lies the thread, sweet angels nearer to the dead than any adult dares to go. I haven't read this for a long time. Life's puddles splash as kids scoot through, whilst big ones tut at trouser stains. Their tread is heavy, young ones' laughter floats past headstones, grumpy moans. Grown-ups have oh so far to fall. The fears they dread are seeds they sow. Into the mist their groans remain. They're closer than they care to know. This is all sort of double meanings about little kiddies and adults and playing and dying and all sorts of stuff. Unimpressed all the children chatter. Old ones leaf through autumn's muddle. Watch the young past puddles hurtle. Drops refracting, yarns unravel. Colours scatter, four winds fed, with tears of babies blown like snow. I don't do it justice. It's complicated. My stuff is complicated. And I try to weave all sorts of stuff in there. I try to have nice rhymes. I try to have double meanings. I try to have triple meanings, you know, and I think it takes a long time. Weird, funny words, fancy words, strange words, invented words. Everything trying to come together as a whole, plus melding, merging with the photograph. It's really quite something, you know. It's quite a crazy endeavor, and it's fun and it's exciting. And you may read it and never get some of the things that I was trying to say because they're too obscure, or you might see things in it which I don't, and that's fantastic. You know, that's how it should be, really. So that was just happened to be there. That wasn't what I was going to show you. I'm trying to find the poem, the actual poetry. I was going to find that one about butterflies. Yaruska says, it would be great if you wrote your poems in French too. Yeah. And Despina says, English is not my first language, Sab. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure why you're saying that. But your English is amazing. So this is where you can read my poetry. As you can see, I haven't put 2020 yet, but I have done a few poems in 2020. I should do some about the coronavirus, shouldn't I? But that's kind of a bit too obvious, I think. So this one about the butterfly, I don't know where it was. Was it, maybe it was 1999, 2000, 2001? Just going to have a look. So if you do go here and you want to look at these, you can. And then I'll read you another one from my my daily stuff. Papillon, papillon, papillon. No, it doesn't seem to be there. Not there. What year is this? This is year 2000. I'm guessing it's going to be here. Papillon, there it is. So this is about a butterfly, kind of, but not really. You know, metaphors and everything. Poetry is about metaphors. It's about writing about one thing, but explicitly, but talking about another thing implicitly or by metaphor. That's the fun. It's called Papillon. Oh, Papillon, where are you now? You hide your soul, you drop your brow. And if I ever try to see into you, I hear, let me be. My Papillon, why do you fly away when I just want to try to smooth your wings and feel the beat of your sweet heart and your small feet? So Papillon, don't tell me go. There's so much I have got to know, like how it feels to kiss the sun and paint the trees and always run. Now Papillon, you make me bleed with unsaid love, with unfed need. You said to never wait for you. I see you now, I see it's true. But Papillon, you can't go on. Your wings are tired, your spark has gone. Your lover waited, but in vain. He's gone, and you won't love again. So it's about a butterfly, but it's also about humans. 𝗔𝗑𝗘, you know, I wrote two really profound poems when my ex-Greek wife's grandmother died. I think I might have sent them to you. You can find those around about the year 2001 or 2002, something like that. 𝗔𝗑𝗘 says, I'm saying it because you can write poems in French. What do you think? Oh, I see. So you write poems in English and you're not English, it's not your first language. And I can write poems in French, even though it's not my first language. Yeah, I mean, I've tried, but there's something about your first language, you know? It's not so perfect, but creative quand même. What do you think? Yeah. Well, I did write something. I have written some in one or two in French, but I didn't take it further than that. Maybe Avalanche. No, it's not there. No, I don't know where it is, but yeah, anyway, I tried. It's okay. It's fun. Oh, I did. Oh my God. Yeah, I did do one recently. I did one last year. How can I find it? Oh my God. Yeah. 1990, 2019? I think it was 2019. Maybe you've seen this one. It's about a daisy. Yeah, there it is. End of me. Oh, it's in English. Oh, for God's sake. I did a French version and I only put the English one up. What's going on? So that's in English and it says end of me. This is translated from the French. End of me. I'll look for a little daisy just for you. The prettiest daisy from here to Timbuktu. If we come back with petals lost, stems all broken, heads betossed, it'll still be the prettiest flower that ever grew. And that was written for someone. And I'm going to try and find the number 455. I'm going to try and find the French, seeing as you're talking about the French. So number 455. Oh, you can't see what's going on here. Can you see? What can you see? You can see me talking to myself. All right. So I'm looking for this poem. What about you guys? Have you tried to write in different languages? 455. And when I get to it, I'll show you, obviously. Yeah, because there's something it's been kind of fun trying to write in French, but it has to be for a specific reason, like a person that I'm trying to, you know, move or something, because otherwise I'll actually show you what I'm doing. It'll be slightly less boring. So I stop sharing here, and then I'm going to start sharing another thing, and you can see me going through all my photographs. All right, so here we go. Number 455. Tell me to stop when you see it. You know, in English, when you're pouring a cup of tea, I say this to French, and they're always a little bit, don't quite get it. You pour a cup of tea, and you say, you're pouring it for someone, and you say when. And it means say when to stop, you know, and they say stop. And the thing is, you say, no, I said say when. You have to say when, and they never get it. So it's like in French, you say dis quand, and you're supposed to say, when you've got enough in your cup, you say quand, but they always say stop, and I don't stop because they didn't say quand. All right, so here we go. As you can see, I did various versions, and that's the English version, and this is the French version. Here it is at last. Oh my God. There you go. So it's Bout de moi. Je chercherai une marguerite pour toi, la plus belle marguerite de l'au-delà. Si nous revenons des pétales manquantes, tige cassée, visage larmoyant, elle restera la plus belle fleur pour moi. That was the original. Marguerite is a bigger flower than a daisy. And I wrote it with marguerite because it's scanned and everything. But then I realized that this wasn't a marguerite. I don't know how you say that in English, but it was a daisy. So I tried to do it with the word daisy, but in French. And did I succeed? Pâquerette. Yeah, there it is, pâquerette. So, because I didn't, little things bug me. If there's one word that doesn't quite work, it bugs me. So this one, I put pâquerette, which is daisy, instead of marguerite. And it almost works. Je chercherai une pâquerette pour toi, la plus belle pâquerette de l'au-delà. Si nous revenons des pétales manquants, tige cassée, visage larmoyant, elle restera la plus belle fleur pour moi. So basically, I will search for a daisy for you. In my poem in English, I didn't do it word for word. You can't, because it has to be poetic. But literally, it's I will search for a daisy for you, the most beautiful daisy from beyond, as far as you can go. Doesn't matter how far I have to go to find the daisy for you. If we come back with missing petals, we being me and the daisy, and the petals are on the flower of the petals, and the me would be like hair or something. If we come back with missing petals, broken stems, tear-stained faces, she, talking about the daisy, because the flower is feminine in French, she will still be the most beautiful flower for me. And you see the catch in my throat, because it's emotional, and it was done for someone, it was written for someone special. So it's, it affects me. And I think when you create something, you have to be affected by it. It's like saying, if you write something trying to touch someone and it doesn't touch you profoundly, how on earth is it going to touch someone else? There are some poems I've written, I can't finish reading them because they upset me or, touch me too deeply. I literally can't speak them. It's too difficult. And that, I think that has to be how it is. That has to be how it is. Because if you're just reading it blandly and it doesn't mean anything, well, you're not going to touch anybody else anyway. So there you go. That was my French poem, my most recent French poem. Je me rappelle de cette photo. Je la volée de Paris Set Me Free. You stole it from Paris Set Me Free, did you? Yeah. Have you tried writing lyrics for songs? No. Perfectionism. It's your conscience talking in French. Yeah, probably. Yaruska says, I think you're right. If you do it in French, it changes a little in the sense of the words. I mean, if it's a translation. This is the big question. If you write a poem in one language or anything, do you translate it word for word, or do you try to translate the meaning? And for me, that little poem, Bout de Moi, which actually came from a song written by my friend, who wrote a song called something like that, and I wrote a poem about it. I couldn't translate it word for word. For one thing, it wouldn't have rhymes or nice scanning. And secondly, it wouldn't be as beautiful, Sometimes you have to get the thing in your language, which is as beautiful, as poetic as in the original, even if it's not the same thing. I mean, something simple like in English, you say when pigs fly to mean it'll never happen. When pigs fly. In French, they don't have flying pigs. They have chickens and teeth. When chickens have teeth, that's what they say in French. So, you can't translate it with quand les cochons voleront, like that. And in Spanish, I think it's cuando las ranas crearon los pelos, or something like that. When frogs have hair, when frogs grow hair would be the metaphor for when pigs fly, or when chickens have teeth in French. So, but if you change the words, it's not the same words. So what do you do? I don't know. Despina says, when I write sometimes, I close my eyes and write with the flow. Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, because when you search for words, you're not looking outside, are you? You're looking inside. So even if your eyes are open and looking out there, you're not seeing what's out there. You're seeing something inside your head or wherever that is. Just as I was speaking then, I'm looking at the window, but I'm not thinking of the window. Yoska is right about the sense of words. Yeah. So that's the funny thing about trying to translate from one language to another. It's tricky. You have to make a choice. It's quite an art being a translator, to translate something, especially a beautifully written text or poetry. I won't go on forever. I'll just read you another one of my things that I've written recently, and then, we can call it a day. Oh, I almost left the studio there. That would have been dramatic. What am I trying to show you here? Chrome tab. I'm going to trying to come back. Yeah, okay. I think it's this. Okay, so just another couple of things from my writing, and then we'll call it a day, as they say. Get rid of the poems. They're there. You can always look at them if you like. I should write more, shouldn't I? What about you guys writing poems for next week? Send them into the group, the Creative Blog and Article Writing group, and we can talk about them next week. You can just share them if you like, or you can we can talk about them. We can talk about the language. I don't mind. I'm quite happy if you don't want to analyze the language, or I'm quite happy if you do. Let me just find another one that is worth talking about. What did I talk about with this bird? I can't remember. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll go to my... I wonder if I can... Yeah, I'll go to this. I talked about this in the photograph group live, but I will talk about this because Despina said it's her favorite photograph, this one in the bottom left. I got a little bit poetic and tried to play around with words. The photograph inspired the words. And you don't have to do that. And most of my poems were not, but more and more now they are inspired by the image. I want the poem to stand on its own. At least I thought I did. But now more and more it's becoming part of the image. And I'm saying to myself, well, if that's what's happening, let it happen. Don't fight it. Don't say, no, the poem must stand up on its own without the photograph. No, if they want to come together, that's what's happening in my creative journey. So I saw this and I thought, what can I do with this? I didn't want to cover up this really funny image, peculiar, strange image, with a block of text. I thought that was a shame. So then I thought, okay, write text in each rectangle and see what happens. So I ended up having sort of 8 or 7 funny little mini poems, kind of, or rhymes, mini rhymes. I've got Despina. Shouldn't you be in bed, Despina? You're going to say in a minute, I'm going to bed now. Thanks. See you soon. It's only you and me and Yoruska. So thank you for watching. If you're watching the replay, thanks. Contribute stuff in the group. Remember, the group is the Creative Blog and Article Writing group. Go there, join, contribute your words. Every day, I give you a photographic prompt and a written prompt to inspire your words. You see here, every day, this was the photograph, and here is the written prompt. I don't mind if you get inspired by writing. I can hear a cat, I think. Or you get inspired by the photograph to write. I give you those 2 choices. Do it. Do it if you feel like it. If you don't feel inspired by the picture or by my text, no, it's not the cat, it's next door. Add your own text in the comments. It doesn't matter. Anything you've got writing you want to share, please share it in the comments. And that's the thing. That's the writing thing. So here it is. I'll finish on this. Greek metaphor. Greek metaphor for when pigs fly is when beardless guys grow hair in his beard. Oh my God, that's amazing. Your husband has a pretty impressive beard, I think. When beardless guys grow hair in his beard. That's funny. Every country must have a different one. And, maybe it's linked to part of their culture. So this is the one I'll leave you with. You know, this was just to get going, to actually start the thing. You've got to start, otherwise nothing happens. And today is what it is. Thanks for watching, everyone. So this is like this is something anyone can do. It was literally me throwing words at the computer, at the world, to see what stuck. You know, I took some words, threw them to see what happened. The first one, a lonesome dove forlorn. So there's a dove. This little birdie here is a dove. I don't think it's a chicken. I don't think it's a pigeon. I think it's a dove. Lonesome dove forlorn. It's 5 little syllables. Lonesome is a rather poetic word. Lonesome. Yeah, it means lonely, but it's more poetic than lonely. Lonesome dove forlorn. So there's a kind of a nice feel to that, you know. Dove forlorn. The V and the F go together. Dove forlorn. You see, dove forlorn. But you don't say lonesome dove forlorn. You say lonesome dove forlorn. And then you've got the lone and the lawn. You see, it begins with lone and it finishes with lawn. Lonesome dove forlorn. There's an N, there's an L and an N. You see, lone, lawn. And it's a beautiful, it's not a rhyme, you see. Sometimes rhymes are too obvious, you know, oh my God, you know, let's rhyme everything. No, but get it close, you see. It's more elegant sometimes if it doesn't rhyme, but it's close, you see. Lonesome dove forlorn. And then, to be honest, the rest is not linked to anything, although it could be. Rectangle wrangle. I'm kind of thinking that a wrangle is like a bit of a fight. So it's like the dove is fighting with the rectangles. Natural world versus man-made world. Rectangle wrangle. Reflections of perfection. It's just playing. Anyone can play, but it pleases me. Reflections of perfection. Windows reflect. So here we are in the window. What's reflecting? Well, if you look at the dove closely, you can actually see the dove is being reflected in this window. And there's nothing more perfect than nature. So there's a bit of, you know, there's a reflection of perfection, the dove being reflected. Belying not to fly. Who says it has to go from top to bottom and from left to right? Nobody. But that's how I'm doing it traditionally. But you don't have to. You see, I played around with the position of the words in the panes, in the window panes. That was on purpose, to try and, you know, to visually not suggest that, you know, it's just writing in lines and I happen to have put them in the windows. I wanted to play around with the position of the words in the windows too. A bit like this guy, you know, plays around. There's no rules. Forget rules. You do what you want. Reflections of perfection. Belying not to fly. Okay, so belie and fly, you've got the same sound. It doesn't mean anything. Or does it? You have to look at what belie means and see if you think it means anything. Belying, it's like something which seems to be what it is, but it isn't, or something like that. So belying, I don't know what it means. Maybe it means something. You want it to mean something, it can. 1 in 8 berates. This is a play with words like berate, 8. You say the number 8 as an 8. 1 in 8 berates. Berate is to, I don't know, it's kind of complain or, you know, say that something isn't the way it should be, or it should be another way. Or saying someone didn't do something very well. So 1 in 8 is like the 8. 1 pane out of 8 has a bit of nature in it. Apart from that, I don't know what it means. Cheeky beaky chappy. That's funny to say, isn't it? Try saying it fast. Cheeky beaky chappy. Cheeky is a bit not very polite, but in a very nice way. Beaky, a beak is a bird's nose. So beaky, he's got a beak, he's got a nose. Le bec in French. And chappy, chap is a funny word for a person. So you've got the ch and the ch. Cheeky chappy. Cheeky chappy is actually sometimes it's an expression, a cheeky chappy. We say it sometimes, an expression. So if I throw in beaky, beaky rhymes with cheeky, and cheeky begins with the same letters as chappy. So you've got a kind of double kind of flow there, you see. And beaky ends in the same sound as chappy, the E. So, and cheeky, you see, cheeky, beaky, chappy, cheeky, beaky, chappy. And that sort of thing amuses me for some reason. This is wordplay. It doesn't have to be a meaning. There can be, there can and there can not be. You can make people wonder if there is or not. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. complete and utter nonsense, I'm not a fan. I want there to be some sense. But, you know, there's got to be a lot of wordplay. Otherwise, it's not poetry. What's the point? Golden ratios beholden, why not try to sigh? So the 𝗓 does rhyme with fly. So that was my one concession to a poem. You know, the bit, the fly rhymes with 𝗓. Apart from that, golden ratios beholden. Well, golden ratio, you could, I think that's a kind of ratio in art where they say that if you place like rectangles and you place a subject at a certain part of the rectangle, it's the most beautiful, it's the most aesthetically pleasing. And you look at the pigeon, and to be honest, the pigeon is not absolutely in the middle of its rectangle. It's not a pigeon, it's a dove. It's slightly off to the side. So that's what made me think of this golden ratio thing. And beholden, well, you know, it looks like the dove is respecting the golden ratio to an extent, because it's not directly slap bang in the middle of the pane. So that pleased me. It's like the dove decided to go off to the side to make the rectangles more pleasing. If you just took the rectangle the dove is in, that would be a pleasing shot because the dove is slightly off to the side. Thank you. All Paris birds love me. They do what I want them to do. It's unbelievable. They really do. Look, I'll show you another one here. Maybe there's one here. Is there a bird? Yeah, look. Look at this bird. There's this dark bird, black bird, just flying there. Isn't that cool? And there's a lot of birds doing what I want them to in photos at the moment. So just to finish with this. Golden ratios beholden. So golden and beholden is a nice thing. To be honest, I probably chose beholden to go with golden, but you know, also thinking of the number of syllables in it. Golden ratios beholden is a nice rhythm. Dum de dum de dum de dum. Why not try to sigh? What does that mean? I don't know. Sigh rhymes with fly. Why not try to sigh? Why is a question. I didn't put a question mark. You don't have to respect punctuation in poems. Some people, they say to me, your poems irritate me because there's hardly any punctuation. And that's right. There's hardly any punctuation. That's what my poems are like. You can have the end of a line is punctuation. I occasionally put a comma in the middle of a line if I feel it's necessary. Apart from that, practically none, unless possibly an exclamation mark and a question. Sometimes questions need question marks to make sure people realize. Apart from that, no, my poems have very little punctuation, and I'm fine with that. Why not try to sigh? Well, you know, sigh is a very poetic word. Sigh, you know. It's like you're thinking of a lost love, or it's a poetic word. Just believe me. And so there you are, you see. It's a poem. It's got a poetic word in it. Lonesome dove forlorn. Rectangle wrangle. Reflections of perfection. Belying not to fly. 1 in 8 berates. Cheeky beaky chappy. Golden ratios beholden, why not try to sigh? So within all that nonsense, there is a rather dum-de-dum-de-dum, dum-dum-da-dum-dum, dum-da-dum-da-dum-dum, dum-da-dum-da-da, dum-da-dum-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum, dum-da-dum-da-da. There's a nice rhythm, you see. It can just be the sound of the words. You know, I love listening to foreign music where I don't understand the words, for one, because when I understand the words, I can't concentrate. But I love listening to Greek music, traditional Greek music. I love listening to Arabic music or Indian music. It doesn't matter, because it just becomes, the words become part of the music because you don't know what they're saying. And if it's a language you enjoy, it's beautiful. Yeah. So Despina isn't saying goodnight. Yes, she is. You see, I said you would. Wonderful window poem, reflection of souls behind those windows. Yeah, there's a nice reflection as well. Keep being amazing, Sab. I wish you a good night. Not commenting on the fact you know the difference between the dove and the pigeon. And no punctuation. You're still here. I'm going now. We can go. We can say bye-bye together. No punctuation, limitless, Sab. Yeah, be careful with punctuation. Is a bit like rules. Dangerous, because you feel you have to respect them. And if you get a grammar Nazi who, you know, jumps on you because they reckon there should have been some sort of punctuation, that's their problem, not yours. But you might feel a bit intimidated, you know. But poetry, there's no rules. Forget it. do what you think, just like photography. There's no rules. You can learn some rules to make your photographs a bit, harder hitting, more impactful, but then you break them, So that's it. Okay, so that was my. If you're watching the replay, thanks so much for watching 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗚. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Please comment. I would love you to comment. I would love you to join this group. I want to get it going. We're going to have one of these probably most weeks. It's going to be such fun. We're going to play with words. I want to play with your words. I've got plenty of words of my own. I would love to play with your words. Let me play with your words. Let me inspire you to write regularly. The best is every day. Create blogs. Share with me in our group here, and I will talk about your words and mine on this weekly show. I talk about images a lot. I'm excited to talk about words as well. So that's it. Thanks so much for being part of my universe, and I'll see you again soon. Sleep well, guys, and I'm going to try and stop there. I'm going to try and not invent another weekly live show, otherwise my head's going to explode. Going to bed, going to wake up, and I'm going to write, and I'm going to publish a photograph to go with it. What about you? What are you going to do? What's your next creative act? What are you going to write next? Share it with me. Love to know. Bye for now.